Hey everybody, it's Joe from the Strange Voyage Files. It is August 5th, 2026. You're going to see a lot of videos from today. I'm kind of doing these. Um, Next week is going to be a really hectic week at work, so I don't know how many videos I'll be able to do. I'm going to try to do some tomorrow too. Also getting dead tooth pulled on Saturday, so I'm probably not going to want to talk all that much. So um, this is kind of an interesting thing. We like to see each other's collections and CD collections, album collections, things we buy and whatnot, and sometimes tour of this, that, and the other thing. But one of the things, and we do talk about this, is what do we watch? Everybody is taking time to watch our channels. What are channels we watch? So obviously this is not even, there's a lot of stuff I watch. I'll be honest with you. I am Howard Stern before he divorced Allison. I never leave the house. I hate the thought of going anywhere is horrendous. I can retire in 10 years, which seems like a trillion years away, but I'm sure it's going to go like that. My kids will be grown and it'll be kind of heartbreaking and whatnot. But I don't go anywhere. I stay at home. I have very good friends that have invited me to their cabins and to their houses where they have boats and they have, you know, they sit around fires and and they kind of don't anymore because they realize that is a nightmare for me. I just I am very content with being home, sitting in my room, and just watching stuff. I'll either be watching seriously. There is a buddy of mine who was a cop years and years ago. So I've been like this for my entire really since I've been married and whatnot. Um Told me you would be a hitman's greatest dream because you do the same thing every day. You don't go anywhere, you don't do anything. I go to work. When I'm not at work, I'm at home and I'm either watching the news, watching stuff on YouTube, or I got rid of cable because I was paying for nothing. So I watch Pluto TV and I watch Cheers. And I can watch Cheers over and over and over and over and over again. So I really am a creature of habit. But I spend a lot of time watching YouTube, and there's going to be stuff that I miss in here. But I thought it'd be fun to go through, and I'm curious to see what you guys watch on YouTube too. And it's a variety of stuff. Now, the last three things I'm going to show you are three people that I have got to talking on here, very different levels of degrees, either through YouTube or in real life, that I do consider friends and great people. So the last three YouTube pages I'm going to show are people that actually I communicate with and I consider friends to degrees, and I just have the utmost respect. Okay, let's go through this. Let's go through and I'll just talk a little bit about each channel. There's 12 or so here, whatever. First one is Dan Monroe. Dan Monroe's fun. He does this music, movies, and monsters channel. And as you can see, big Lost in Space guy. He built this, when I go on it goes away. But he built the B9 robot from Lost in Space. Builds a lot of stuff. He knows a lot of people in, that are collectors, and he talks to a lot of people that were in these shows like Lost in Space and that were in production teams of like Battlestar Galactica and Buck Rogers and whatnot. So he gets a lot of the inside info, and he has some great stuff. Making of Lost in Space Forever. I didn't even know that one was up. I'll have to watch that. But yeah, he comes up with so many great ideas for videos. They're high quality videos. Mego toys, Battlestar Galactica, all this fun stuff. And he goes into deep dives, man. Aurora model kits, Starlog, yes, he'll talk about Starlog. I mean, he just really goes into very, very, very deep things. He's great at finding things like what happened to the real Jupiter 2, what happened to the land ram, what happened to this, what happened. He finds the story behind what happened to these great props. Great channel. I highly recommend. He's a fun guy. Dan Monroe with Movies, Music, and Monsters. I watch him quite often. The next one, Now Spinning Magazine. I mean, Phil Aston is so phenomenal. He's such a nice guy. Um, God, I actually just commented for the first time on one of his things, and he answered and wrote back. Really, really, just a good guy. You can tell the he loves the community. He loves music. He has a passion for what we care about. And he's very calming. He's very, very, very what I think of as a British gentleman. Very calming, very, very easygoing. Very positive spin on stuff. Even if he's not a big fan of albums that he's reviewing or talking about, always with a positive spin. He doesn't bash things. He's just really, Phil is absolutely phenomenal. I came across his channel a few years ago, and I love it. I think he's a great guy. He lived it, man. I mean, he was there for the early releases of Black Sabbath. I am so jealous. Everyone watching this that was old enough to be, you have no idea how much I wish I could have been old enough to have bought Master of Reality when it came out in Volume 4. And God. And Phil tells these stories of what it was like when he went to buy Sabotage, and it's just great. Great guy. I love watching Phil, and he's always got a smile, always just a feel good channel. I mean, if that's the best way to put it. Now Spinning Magazine, I highly recommend. Cartier family, they are now 4 guys. It used to be 5, and I think one moved away. They've changed. I do still watch their channel a lot. They used to do a lot of reaction things, and it was to a lot of our stuff, a lot of Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, stuff like that. That were reaction, and then funny stuff like All in the Family and things like that. They've moved on to more political stuff, and they really don't do the reaction stuff anymore. I still like the guys, and I like hearing their views on stuff, so I still watch them. Good group of guys. I kind of wish they would do more reaction videos, but I think kind of that since they've really gone down the road of they feel very strongly on their politics. I'm not saying whether I agree or I don't agree. Obviously if I didn't really like their politics, I wouldn't continue watching their channel if it gives a little, nudge. But I do, but I understand, once you're taking a stand for what you believe in for our country, going back and reacting to Supernaut you're not going to be taking it seriously. I still watch them. If politics is not a thing for you, I mean, I watch a lot of news, so I like watching politics, stuff like that. You can watch their older stuff where they react to music and TV shows and movies, and it's really fun. The Y Files. This is funny. This is like this is conspiracy theory all over the place, and it's a guy. I don't know the guy's name, but he's got a little goldfish, animated goldfish that's kind of his partner. That's the comic relief. But yeah, we live in a simulation. CIA classified book about pole shift. The Anunnaki. He tackles all these weird things. Some of the stuff is really out there, and some of it really does make you scratch your head. I love that type of stuff. I really do. I firmly believe, there are aliens, and you guys know I believe in God and stuff like that. So obviously, some of the stuff goes down a weird avenue, but if you take it with a grain of salt, I think I love this channel, the Y Files. It's a lot of fun. Brendan Snyder, he's another guy who's into a lot of the same music that a lot of the people watching this channel are into. Very laid back guy, very nice. Seems like a very very nice guy. Um, Big into Kiss, and he's are they gonna he gets these from Lighthouse. I just ordered one because they have like extra sessions. So it's like the album, so Asylum, and then there's a God, I can't think of it. Watch his channel. There's a good promo for his channel. But he talks about this company that has the missing demos and stuff like that from almost every Kiss album. And it's expensive. I bought the one where it's a compilation of them, but I'd like to go through and get more. So, but he's a great guy. Again, very laid back. I love watching people who are just happy to do this stuff and whatnot. Brendan Snyder, very, very good guy. Highly suggest his channel. LFR family, I love this guy. Again, he's another one who used to react to stuff. That's how I found him. He leans more into politics now, but again, I enjoy watching his channel still. He's a great guy. And yes, he's funny. He does react to as like the Cartier family. They react to political videos. But again, if you kind of want to stay away from the politics of it, if you go to his older videos, he does react to our music and again to funny things like Sanford and Son and things like that. But he's great. He's just a good down to earth guy, and I love watching him. LFR family, highly suggest as well. Michael Myers of Decatur. Oh God. So I'm in the Chicagoland area. Decatur's a few hours south. He's funny. He's a veteran. God bless him for serving our nation. I believe he's actually still active military. So I'm not a veteran, but I believe he is still active military. And he dresses up like Michael Myers and just goes all over the place. And Decatur has kind of embraced him. There's a special on him somewhere. Somewhere on YouTube. And his wife calls him an idiot. Now, you can tell things are now more scripted. The early ones, I think, really were. His wife, would find him in the grocery store or find him, just walking through a park. And she's like, Evan, his name's Evan. Evan, you're freaking people out. Now you can tell it's kind of become more scripted. He does it with his kids. His youngest son, I think Jackson's his name. Sorry if I got that wrong. Is it in here? My God. Harrison. No, his son's name is Harrison. Harrison's awesome. It's still fun. It's still a great channel. Michael Myers of Decatur. He's hilarious. His wife's funny. It's definitely something to check out. Oh, I got to do a shameless plug. This is my other channel, the Chicagoland Pizza Family, where we rank mostly Chicagoland pizzas, but we have done other things like some Italian beefs and things like that. We do them sporadically. There are hits where we'll do them week and week and week and week, then go a couple months without them. So we haven't done one in a while. I think this Friday I go and get these stitches taken out of my tongue, or then I go Saturday and have the tooth yanked out. But I think Friday on the way back from the hospital, because it's not in an area by me, I'm going to get a pizza and we're going to do a new one. But wait, it's something the whole family does, Chicagoland Pizza Family. Check it out. The CD guy. This is a younger guy, and I love that because he's probably in his 20s now, but I think he would have started this channel in his teens. Not sure on that, but I love that, a younger guy is into our music and talks about our music, and he's not talking out his butt. He has a good grasp on this type of stuff. He was has been listening to this stuff for a good portion of his life. So great guy. I definitely like this channel a lot. Like seeing that the youth is into real music. Oh, the 8-bit guy. He's good. I caught him, found him just, I don't even know how, a few summers ago. I think he used to be the Apple guy, and for obvious reasons, maybe the Mac guy or something like that. Obvious reasons he had to change his name. He's a nice, he he's a nice guy, and he's more on the techie side. But how I got pulled in was, like, I think he was refurbishing a VIC 20, which I had as a Commodore VIC 20, which I had as a kid. That was my computer. And I was like, oh my God, that computer? It just brought back some memories. Yeah, here we 8 years. This would have been it. Commodore VIC 20. And he finds some of these old computers and old games. And here's one with a DeLorean. I mean, he just finds some really, really fun stuff. And again, just a nice laid back guy. If you're into that type of stuff, a lot of it is, most of it is tech stuff, which I'm not really the biggest into. But if you want to go for a walk down nostalgia lane with that type of stuff, he finds some great stuff, games and whatnot from our youth you'll like. Dr. Wolfula. Oh, he's funny. Dr. Wolfula, he reviews horror movies. And he's always got a fun spin on it. I mean, and yeah, some of his videos he does animated. Sometimes he's in this mask. Goulash is his, I think I'm saying it right, is his sidekick. And it's him. It's just, he's in makeup as a ghoul. But it's fun. He reviews these movies. It's always hilarious. And just, if you want to have a good chuckle while you're watching reviews, Dr. Wolfula is your man. I love Dr. Wolfula. Dylan Yoon. I just found this guy and I became addicted. Dylan Yoon I got to blame my daughters on this for, I think he came up because my daughters will watch like food stuff. Yeah, I know. It's not you on my channel. Oh, there is another one I got to pull up that I haven't watched in a while. I'll do that now. I'm going to pause this video before I forget the one. But Dylan Yoon, he's great. He's a young guy. He goes to a bunch of different restaurants and reviews them and whatnot. And he's just funny in a very calm way. I love when he says, "This is fire." And I know that's a thing for the kids these days, but he always looks like a fish out of water wherever he goes. He's always kind of like a little bit anxious, but in a very subdued way. But he's fun. He goes to these weird places. And he's just a great fun channel. Dylan Yoon is for sure somebody to check out. I'm going to pause this and pull up another one that just popped into my head. All right, we're back. Katina Eats Kilos. Yes, this is one that me and the girls watched all the time. Haven't watched it in a little while. One of the reasons I kind of stopped watching it is she was out of the country a lot. And I was like, I kind of rather see stuff that's, around here. But this little thing, look at her, eats this massive amounts of food, which is just insane. But me and the girls used to watch this all the time. But it looks like she's got a bunch of new videos up. Haven't watched in maybe a year or so. So we'll have to check that out. But yeah, Katina Eats Kilos. She's really good. I don't know. Poor girl's gonna lose her stomach one day with everything she's eating. Next one is Lost in Vegas. This is these two guys are phenomenal. They still do just react to things, and I love them. They love Sabbath. They love Dio, and just seeing them listen to our music and how much they have become fans is awesome to me. They're phenomenal. Just just great guys, great guys. They listen to Master of Puppets, Holy Wars. They listen to everything, as you can see. It's all over the place. Definitely check them out if you haven't. Okay, so we're at the point now where the last three are not only the channels that I watch the most, but I have, spoken with either over YouTube or in person, and I consider friends on a, in some level, obviously closer than others, but these three have been, I've been tried to be as supportive as I can to them, and they've been supportive to me. And I think that these three people are just great. Keith Armstrong, Vinyl Keith. Keith is phenomenal. He's been doing this his entire life. Again, I am jealous of Keith because I'm a bit younger than he is. He was there for all the greats releasing albums. And I just wish I could have, been there for that. And you'll see he does these videos, like he's doing a whole series on Iron Maiden, all the albums, but he doesn't just pull out Seventh Son and Power Slave and Number of the Beast. He's got all these bootlegs and these live that are ones that are not official releases. He's got such an extensive collection. It's awesome, and his insights on these things are great. And he pulls up some bands that, like this Ian Gillan album, I didn't even know it existed. Another one, Mog's Motel. I've never heard of them, and I have to listen to them based on what this video that he did. He's got some great stuff. And, he's very supportive of my channel. I am very supportive of his. I always take the time to watch and comment on each one of his videos, and he does the same for me. We are, guys, we're a community where we have to stick together. We are in the metal community. We are people that we've always stuck together. We've always supported each other. And I am so happy that I can support him. Highly recommend his channel. You will enjoy every video that he has. Keith Armstrong at Vinyl Keith, awesome. Oh, JC, my buddy. The flip side with JC. This JC is awesome. He's the reason I never paid attention to what a short was. Believe it or not, I've been doing these videos either in my old one, The Real Reviewing Guy, or now. For years, I really never paid attention to what a short was. And JC, again, great guy. He always takes the time to like and comment on my video. I do the same for him. And I'm like, and then it pops up, I'm seeing these other things. I'm like, shorts. Oh, these are just short things. I never really paid attention to them. I always just paid attention to the regular videos. But he's got some great stuff, man. He goes to a lot of thrift stores and record stores, and he takes the time, and I just don't have the patience for it, but God bless him, man. He goes through stuff and picks out some gems, absolute gems. And again, like obscure hard rock. He's got some really cool stuff in his collection. Yard sale, which I'm so lazy. Again, I'd have to leave the house. Not something that I would really do. But JC, man, you talk about another guy just like Keith, who has been so supportive of my channel, and I have been trying to make sure, at least on his videos, I don't get all his shorts, but on his videos, I always like, and even if it's just an awesome video, always want to support him. JC is such a nice guy. The flip side, guys, Vinyl Keith, the flip side, you guys, please, if you have not subscribed, check these channels out and subscribe. And then you guys know my buddy, man. Come on. Ralph Vieira, Almost Human, the barefoot YouTuber. What can I say, man? Ralph's my brother. Ralph is, over the past year, just through messages and whatnot, Ralph, I consider a great friend. I live in Illinois. He lives in Florida. God, I wish that he lived closer. JC and Keith as well. But man, I somewhere, somehow along the lines, I really hope that Ralph and I get to meet in real life. He is Ralph is he is so unique. He does he does the donations, and I am a big part of driving him to the insane asylum because, as you can see, the final crazy nights, I put the poor man over the edge because now I'm not the only one, but I am definitely the person that made him retire crazy nights. Um, I sent him a bunch of sock versus socks. I didn't do this one, but he's so hilarious. He does the track by tracks. He does the donations, does the sock versus socks. He edits the videos to add, especially if it's Van Hagar, or as he calls him, Vangina. Um, he finds these memes of Sammy Hagar that are just absolutely hilarious. Then the fart noises, which are awesome. But I've definitely been a big part of driving the poor man crazy with that. And now I guess Def Leppard, I do have a couple more donations that I had sent to him a while back that I know he's finishing up for Def Leppard. But Ralph, I don't know what else to send you, man. No, but on the serious side, Ralph, I love Ralph, for a whole ton of reasons. But the biggest being is my biggest influence into heavy metal was my buddy, and his biggest influence was his brother and their friends. And Ralph reminds me so much of my buddy's older brother and his friends. That group of people like you and me and Ralph, we're still living it. These guys, like my buddy's brothers, they're not into metal. I love them, but they listen to country and whatever their wives listen to. But at that point in time, they were living it. They were it, and they were. When you're 11, 12 years old, and these guys are 5, 6, 7 years older than you, and they're the leather jackets and the jean jackets, and listening to metal and don't smoke because look what happened to me, kids. But smoking and which is bad. They were the tough guys of the 80s, 70s, and the 80s. And that's what Ralph reminds me of, is that group that I idolized. These guys were my heroes. These guys were the people who were gods to me. And I'm way too old. I don't, me worshiping people anyway, but he just has that feeling of friendship and of home. And it just means a lot to me. If somebody, I think, is at the door, somebody probably wants to get in. But that's all. That's great because this is the perfect time to end the video. So, like I said, I figured it'd be fun to just show you some of the things I watch on YouTube. And again, the last three, Ralph, JC, and Keith, man, I do consider them friends. Consider them great people. Check their channels out. Check out all the channels. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'll see you.